Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Jess with Jess's Magical Memoirs, and today I have a huge update for you guys. We're gonna do like a little bit of just a renewed get to know me type situation. I don't feel like I've done one of these videos in a really long time here on YouTube. And because there's just a lot of stuff changing, a lot of new goals set for 2024, and just feeling renewed and a little bit refreshed this year and ready to go at it in a different way, I thought it was time for a video like this. So if you want to see what I'm talking about today and get all the updates, stick around because that's coming up right now. All right, you guys, welcome back. So like I said, today I have kind of a lot to talk to you guys about, but I'm going to try and keep it as short and sweet as I possibly can. Try not to do like a ton of cuts in this video, which is really hard for me because of my ums and my so's, and sometimes I have to pause and get my thoughts together. But that's also just my style too of recording, and hopefully you are okay with that. So yeah. As you can see, I finally found my all black pleather Mickey ears. They were stuffed in my closet behind like a bunch of bags inside a purse. I must have gone like berserk cleaning at one point and just stuffed them in there, and I was like, oh, I'll remember they're here, and I literally never remembered. So we found them, we've recovered them. I'm really glad I didn't buy another pair in Disney last time because I then would have had two. So yeah. Here we are. Sorry for the mess behind me. My room is honestly just kind of chaotic right now, and I have a ton of videos to record over the next 24 to 48 hours. And I was like, you know what? Let's just be real in this one and keep my fun little planning Lego chaos going for the moment. So for those of you who are new here and this is your first time watching, my name is Jessica. I am a 37-year-old mom of 4, and I currently reside in Rhode Island, which is the tiniest state in the United States. And a lot of time people are like, where is that? What is that? We're part of the 13 colonies and we're in New England. So that's where I'm at. That's basically like my key points. I am married to my husband, Dan. He is also a fellow Disney adult and lover. We share in that passion greatly. A little about the channel. If you have been following me for a really long time, this channel started as a strict planning channel. I have been planning since my twins were born, basically. When I had given birth to my twins, they are now 7, life became kind of a blur. I realized I was forgetting lots of things, just really scatterbrained and all over the place. I remember there are moments, and I'm still like this to this day, but there were moments during my pregnancy and after my pregnancy where I was in the middle of doing something and then I remembered like to go do a different thing. And then I would go and do that thing and then forget what I was doing before that. I used to be, well, not used to be, I am super anal, but I used to be able to stay on top and multitask a lot better before I got pregnant with twins. And that's just the truth of it. And, you know, pregnancies in general, the hormones, they can really change a woman's chemical makeup and her body. But being pregnant with multiples is a whole nother thing, and it really does change your body. I have developed a lot more issues since having them. Nothing that can't be fixed and figured out, like nothing severe or like super dangerous or life-threatening. So I'm healthy. It's just there was a lot of things in my life that slowly started becoming more all over the place and chaotic. And I was like, how am I going to tackle life and keep control of our new family dynamic? And that's when planning came in. And I was already recording videos because we had a family vlog channel. If you guys didn't know that, I did have another YouTube channel before this one. It was called Homebound Harrington. And it was just a really fun way to capture my family's memories. And I still have that account. I never upload on there. I haven't uploaded there in years. But if you're interested in checking out my old channel, I'll link it down below for you in the description box. There's lots of fun memories from when the twins were really little and just fun things we did as a family. And I love going back and watching those videos, not just to like relive the memories and have those memories to watch, but also to see how I've kind of developed and grown over the years when it comes to like just videoing and video editing and my style in front of the camera. As the videos got further and further along before I decided to cut the channel and stop making videos for it, you could see that I was getting more confident in front of the camera. And that kind of made me sad. It kind of made me miss being in front of the camera, because then I transitioned to this channel, which originally was called That Pixie Planner Life. And I did strictly planning videos because I wanted to share my passion for planning. It was a really big thing 5-6 years ago. Even before that, I had kind of started a little bit late to the game, but it was a really big thing back then. And you know, I had this goal of being an entrepreneur and working from home and just being a boss and making money in my own way. And throughout the years, I've tried different things. I've had an Etsy shop and I've done stickers, and then I switched over to bracelet making. I've even thought about coming up with other business ideas. I've just always had that very creative, driven, entrepreneurial spirit. And I think that's why like a big part of me loves doing these videos and just making content on YouTube, because I can continue to use that part of me. And even though it hasn't grown enough to the point yet where I'm making, you know, a decent part-time income from it, it's still extremely minimal. I don't even make enough to file taxes for this, but I do want to eventually get to that point. So that has been a goal that I've developed in the last like year and a half or so. I really struggled last year with finding work here physically. I've developed vertigo and migraines. I have IBS. I've had IBS since I was a teenager, but since the twins, it's gotten worse. I also contemplating if I might have PCOS. That's on the list to do this year to get checked out for it. Lots of things changing in that department. I found out that I have like a really bad dairy sensitivity, so I've been trying to not necessarily kick dairy altogether, but just keep a distance from it, not eat it as much. I'm really sad I haven't been able to have cheesecake anymore. For some reason, cheesecake kills me. So that's been a change. Lots of things that have just recently evolved that have made it really difficult for me to work physically somewhere. Not to mention, I also have one of my children has 2 autoimmune diseases. I hate saying diseases. Like, they're not, like, she's not in jeopardy. Like, she can go to school and do sports and do all the things a normal teenage kid would do. It's just she has these issues that require extra doctor's appointments. And then one of my twins, he gets sick very frequently, so his immune system isn't the greatest and he's out a lot. And then my oldest, he's got issues like I do. He's got IBS, migraines. He's pretty good at not missing much school. And if he has to miss school, like, he can stay home. It's not really that big of a deal. He'll be an adult next year. So that doesn't really affect things, but the other 3 does. And working physically, just, I was really constrained by specific days and specific times, and I couldn't find anything, and it was really defeating. And I went through a really big just mental year in 2023, and it made me sit down and kind of just reevaluate, like, where am I going? What am I doing with my life? How can I be successful with what I love and go where I want to go and do all the things I want to do while also helping my family financially? And it's crazy. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about when I try to explain this, but have you ever Like, do you ever feel like you just want to do all the things and be in all the places? And I think a lot of it has to go back to a lot of my childhood trauma. I've talked about this here and there on the channel. I've talked about it on my Instagram and on my TikTok. I went through a lot of struggles growing up. I was in an abusive relationship really, really young. There was a lot of animosity and drama and kind of like dollhouse type situation with my family growing up in the household. Then I got pregnant at 19 by accident and had my oldest. So I was a really young mom just out of school. I had to drop out of college to basically just make money and raise him and do the mom thing. And then I ended up in another abusive relationship. This one wasn't physical though, it was narcissistic abuse, and that was for years. I was in that for a really long time. It was with my daughter's father, and it was just a lot. I went from one big dramatic thing to another, and then the issues with my family, and then my sister went through some stuff too that affected everybody, and it was a lot to deal with from the time I was 13 all the way up until I left my ex-husband. So I've been with Dan now for 10 years, and it was a year before that. So 11 years. It was only 11 years ago where I finally got out of a situation where I could start to be who I was, because I never really got the chance to figure myself out and to know where I want to go, what I want to do, and what I love. I had moments, I loved writing, and I was really big into poetry. I almost wrote a book when I was with my ex. And then I always loved the arts. I had a huge passion for photography at one point, thought about going into that. I used to bake. Then I realized, no, Jessica, you can't make a living out of this because you're not really that good. Every now and then I still have dreams about having a food truck, making it dairy-free and gluten-free, and just doing a lot of homemade recipes that I've created over the last few years for that. That's always a thought in the back of my mind. Just this very entrepreneurial, creative spirit inside of me that I never found the chance to really hone in because of all the things I was going through. I never had a breath. I never had a moment to just be me. I was a serial monogamist. I was always in a relationship. And yeah, I even had an opportunity to move to Florida before I got pregnant with my son, but I didn't do it. And I still sit here and question to this day, what would have happened if I had done it? My whole life would be different. I wouldn't have the kids I have now. And that makes me really sad because I love my children. They each bring something to the table for me. My oldest, I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but let me get this out really quick. My oldest, he was kind of like my savior. He pulled me out of kind of a very chaotic lifestyle. And not that I was being I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do any of that. It's just, I was always all over the place, and I was never just chilling and being serious. I was always going to the club, and I just had a crazy lifestyle, and I had him, and it took me about 4 to 6 months to finally wake up and be you have to be done. He just got me out of a lot of situations. He's been through a lot of things with me. And granted, yes, there were moments where I feel really guilty about that, but his dad was never really in the picture. He comes in and out very, very rarely. Not a bad guy, just was never dad material. It just wasn't who he was. So it's just kind of, he's always been that child for me. And then my daughter, I call her my little firecracker. She is always inspiring me to do more. She's a lot. She's a lot to handle. She's my only girl. And she tests me. Communication can be tough with her and I, but she is so smart, and she goes after what she wants, and she's always doing something. The girl is constantly busy. Sometimes I want to be girl, slow down. You have your whole life ahead of you. But on the flip side of that, it's very inspiring. It reminds me that like I can do more. Like, you've got this. Like, go after what you want, do what you love. And I love her for that. And then my twins just make me laugh. They are the completion. They are so caring and kind and like lovey-dovey, and they're full of hugs and kisses and jokes. And you know, Colin is very like always checking in and making sure you're okay and helping. And then Wyatt is just this little ball of positive energy. It's just wonderful. Each of my kids bring a certain unique thing to the table for me as a mom and as a person. And I don't know what I would do without them now. So that's kind of like my life in a nutshell. Here we are. I live in Rhode Island with my now husband, Dan. Things are great. I'm a lot healthier, but last year I had a lot of healing to do from all of that stuff. It was like all of a sudden things were hitting me that hadn't hit me. And there was a lot of days where I just did nothing. I sat around and did nothing, or I cried, or I slept, or I was watching like all these sappy, relatable drama movies and shows and getting it out. And like, I went through a couple therapists, and it was just a really long, draining year. And honestly, like, I couldn't wait for Christmas to be over. But as the end of 2023 came to a head, I had this all of a sudden, like, just this overwhelming motivation to say goodbye to 2023 and hit 2024 in a whole new light with a whole new mindset and just go after it. And this fear and even guilt that I was having and I was really battling with throughout last year was just gone. They were gone. Like, the fear was gone. The guilt didn't matter anymore. I was just ready. I said to my husband, I was like, look, we're sitting down, we're setting these goals. This is what I want for my life. And no lie, y'all, within 3 weeks of January 1st, it was like all these things started happening. And I can't even begin to explain to you how insane it feels. Like, I have cried happy tears so much over this that now I'm just like giddy with excitement, but it's insane to me how things just can fall into place like that. Guys, manifest that stuff, because let me tell you, I manifested last year, but not as hard as I was manifesting in the beginning of the year. And all these things just started coming together for me. And even though it's a slow coming together, it's still coming together. I was truly manifesting a work from home job, and I had been looking into Disney travel agent stuff for a little while. I would say probably since the summer of last year, and looking into different companies that I could do it with. And I never found one that I really like was in love with, that I felt like this was it. It also had to do with from a financial standpoint. Most travel agencies, you need to invest in an LLC, or you have to buy into their training program. And granted, it's not a lot of money. It's like $250, $300, something like that. Just at that moment in time, we didn't have those finances. We've been really struggling in that department. So I was like, I'm just going to hold off on this. I'll start looking back into it in January. And then when we get our taxes, I'm going to commit to an agency. And then I would say, I don't know, a week to 2 weeks. It's been almost 3 weeks now. I had a friend of mine who owns a Disney travel agency company that specializes in Disney vacation club rentals, send out, a marketing ad that he was looking to hire agents. And I was like, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to apply for it, see if it's something he wants to work with me, because I'm not, like, I've never done it before, but I book these trips for my family and I'm the one that people come to with questions and stuff. Like, I can do this job. Is it going to take me a little while to like get the hang of everything? Yes, but I'm a fast learner. I know I can do this. Like, I'm just going to apply for it. And then he reached out and he was like, yeah, like, I want to talk, tell you kind of how this company works and what we're doing. And once I got on the phone with him and he was telling me all about it and how it works and how different it is from most Disney travel agency companies, I was obsessed. I was like, I have nothing to lose. If this doesn't work out, knock on wood though, hopefully it does. But if this didn't work out, I lose nothing. Not only will I gain experience, but I'm going to gain friends and more knowledge and hopefully more connections. And if nothing else, that's worth it. You know what I mean? For the fact that I don't have to invest anything financially at the moment, I was in from that moment. And it's, you know, we're in the process of getting things up and running. I've already got a couple people I'm talking to, and I am putting together all these sheets and applications on my computer to just get this thing started. Now, obviously this isn't going to bring in money like right this minute. It's not something where like you get hired for a job and then you start the next week and you make a paycheck a week later. It's not going to be like that, but it's a start. It's a step in the direction that I've been wanting to go. And then there's other things that we've talked about. Me and my husband have now set a hopeful move date for Florida. And it's insane to even think about right now, but that is something that we are looking towards. It just, the timing works out right for when my kids are finishing each of their schools. And as far as like the time frame of how long it might take my social media to grow and how long it might take for like this Disney travel agency to really like get off the ground, I just think it's meant to be. I think this is the year. I truly believe that this is the year that things are going to really happen and fall into place for us. So that's not to say that every year is perfect, that nothing's going to go wrong, but I'm just feeling so excited and ready. And that's where I'm at. That's where we're at. Florida, here we come. Summer of 2025. We'll see. So that's the update. Now I want to talk about the travel agency. I kind of want to shift gears a little bit and dive into this a little bit because I am not working for your average Disney travel agency. The company that I was hired to work with is Total DVC, and the owner's name is Steve. He's wonderful. He has social media. If you guys are familiar with who he is, he's on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. I will link one of his social media platforms down below if you want to go and check it out and just learn a little bit more about it, so you can kind of get an idea of what it is I'm going to be doing. But basically, I'm going to be booking Disney vacations, specializing in DVC. I can book regular Disney vacations through the Disney website. So if you want like a regular Disney package with the dining and the tickets all included and the whole shebang, I can still do that for you. That's no problem. However, the DVC process with Total DVC is so freaking cool. So you have 3 different packages. You've got Basic, Total Magic, and Total Magic Plus. And this is the beauty of Total DVC, and I'll get to that in a minute. But as most of you know, or maybe you don't know, when you book a trip through Disney's website or with a Disney travel agent, you are required to put down a $200 deposit when you book a package. If it's a room only, it's like worth one night stay. But when you book a package, it's $200 deposit required. And then you make payments up until the time that you go. However amount you want, it just has to be paid 30 days before your trip date. When you book a DVC vacation, typically what you're doing is you're buying out that owner's points. And because you're doing it in a different way, it's not through the Disney website, you're required to pay that full amount up front. And this saves you tons of money you're gonna be able to stay at a deluxe resort for the same cost it would be for you to stay at like an All-Star or Pop Century. So just keep that in mind. Your savings is unmatched. However, a lot of people can't pay for that total amount up front. I am actually one of those people. And it makes it kind of like really hard, because for those of us who have like, you know, bougie taste on a broke budget, like my husband and I, you don't have access to those really nice hotels as often as you'd like. And renting DVC points gives you that opportunity. And with Total DVC, you can book just the room for the discount, and I will search up the comparisons for you. So I can literally price up a vacation through Disney and then price up that exact vacation with Total DVC points and compare them for you, so you can see, like, is it a better bang for my buck, or am I saving $1,000, $2,000? However you want to look at it, because let's be real, when you tag on dining and a lot of tickets, or you add the park hopper option, maybe you want memory maker for your trip, all these things add up, and eventually it's going to cost a lot regardless of which way you go. But maybe that Disney vacation at All Star Music with memory maker, dining, and a 4-day park hopper is going to cost you $6,500. But for $6,500, with all of those same things, you can stay at Riviera. So it's all about how you look at the value of what you're getting as well. Not only can I do Walt Disney World, but we can do Disneyland. I can do international Disney vacations, Disney Cruise Line. These are all things that I am going to continue to look at and get familiar with. And I just want you guys to know you can take confidence in knowing that I know Disney. I am an avid Disney lover. I've been going since I was 4 years old, and I have been in love with it since I was probably 7, because I don't remember much of my trip when I was 4, but it's just been a passion and a love of mine since I can remember. I've been a Disney movie person since the beginning of time. It's just how I grew up and what I was raised on. And my husband then came in the picture, and he grew up on it and was raised on it and loves it. And it's just been a huge part of my life for so long that I know everything, and what I don't know, I can find out like that. So just please know that you can trust me to give you the best knowledge possible. Also, when I book these vacations, I'm going to book them like I'm booking my own trip. And for those of you who've been following me for some time, you will know how anal I am when it comes to these Disney trips. I have Disney daily planner sheets. I have a Disney micro planner. I plan it out in my regular planner. I make note pages and do things on my phone. And so y'all know. And if you don't, go check out my All Things Disney playlist. I'll link it below for you. There's Disney vlogs in there. There's Disney planning videos. There's Disney tips and packing videos. And I promise you that you are not only getting a Disney travel agent, but you're getting someone who really cares about your needs and what you want and what you're looking for out of your trip. And you'll probably gain a friend out of it too, because I'm going into this with just open communication and open friendship possibilities, because that's the way I want to look at this, is like I'm booking a trip for a friend, even if we're just meeting and we're strangers. So yeah, know that I have your best interests at heart. And if I feel like the Disney route is better for you, that's what I'm going to give you. But if I think you could really benefit from a DVC option, Total DVC Magic Plus package is a package that you can get and book through a company. So they're like a third party with us, called a firm. And what it is a firm will run, it's not like a credit run, it's just, like Afterpay and Klarna, and I don't know, there's other ones too. I forget the other names, but like even PayPal, like the PayPal installments option, you can say, run this, apply for me to be able to take this amount of money and divide it up. So obviously it's going to depend on how expensive your trip cost is. Sometimes a firm won't want to give you, $2,500 for the room right off the bat, but if you can qualify for it, a firm will basically pay the company, pay Total DVC, the amount that you pay them up front, but you're paying a firm in payments, just like you would with PayPal or Klarna or Afterpay. So you would only have to pay a deposit payment to a firm, and then a firm will pay us the entire amount, and then you're basically getting a loan through a firm. And it's a great way to be able to make payments on a DVC room. And I think it's incredible. There aren't many DVC sites that allow this. I know that Disney Vacation Rentals, when you book through the DVC site through Disney itself, I know that there are some payment options, but I'm pretty sure that there's like different specifications that you can use. You can't always do it. I'm not extremely familiar with that. I probably should get familiar with that. But that's not the company that I work for. I work for Total DVC, and this is how we do things here. Also with the Total Magic Plus, you're getting my help for free with booking your dining reservations. You're giving you all the extra help and assistance you need through Genie Plus and the My Disney Experience app. These are kind of all things that I am going to add into the personal experience with me, because let's face it, not all Disney travel agents go that extra step, and at least not for free. And I want to. That is who I am as a person. I've always been a giver, and I want to give you that extra little bit of magic anytime you work with me. So the Total Magic and the Total Magic Plus options come with us taking care of your dining reservations and any assistance that you need, like if you're having trouble in the park during your stay, or if you're unfamiliar with the MDE and like booking other types of extras. Those are all things that I can help you with. But on top of that, I also believe in the customer experience or the client experience. And I want you to know that you're getting someone who is solid with knowledge. I love that. I just came up with that. That is solid with their knowledge in how Disney works on a day-to-day basis. So I am including, with me personally, only with me, this isn't a Total DVC thing, this is just me, Jessica, you will get a special Zoom call or a live call or like, just a FaceTime call with me to go over, we'll do one phone call to talk about dining. So like if you're struggling and you don't know what you want, we can sit down and have like a 20-30 minute conversation about what your favorites are, what you're thinking. Most agents will do this through email, but I think having that phone call, unless you prefer email, but I feel that having that phone call and that FaceTime and getting that interaction makes it a little bit more personal for everybody. And that's what I want to supply my clients with. So we would do a phone call for that. And then I would also do a phone call for the My Disney Experience app. And that call is going to be for anybody who's unfamiliar. So first time Disney vacationers and anybody who books with me, like if it's your first booking with me, even if you're a pro and you know MDE, if it's your first time booking a Disney vacation with me, you are going to get that experience. I want to supply those things with you, and then also I'll have like, a booking celebratory little thing sent to you in the mail, and I have all of these ideas to just make your time with me that much more magical. This is my official, I am a Disney travel agent All of my links are down below, including my form to fill out. So if you're interested in booking a trip with me, I can get you quoted and started. I also have social media on Instagram and TikTok and a Facebook page for my travel agent page. I'll link that down below for you so you can go over there and follow me there for all kinds of tips and announcements for like special savings and deals going on right now and all of the things. That was a lot of information. I can't wait, y'all. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to get started. And I don't know if you can see it in my face or you can hear it, but this has been a huge, I am going to cry now. Steve, if you're watching this has been a huge blessing, and I am so grateful for you for giving me this opportunity. As I spoke about earlier in the video, it's not very often that I have somebody take a chance on me. So I am extremely appreciative to Steve and Total DVC for taking this chance on me and welcome me aboard. I just feel so blessed to finally feel like I was heard. So I don't want to cry anymore, so let's move on to the next topic. All right, to finish out this video and to close out what feels like a whole like heartfelt leaving it all on the floor video, I want to talk about YouTube here. If you're here just to learn about me and to get to know me and where I'm at in my life and where the journey for YouTube is going to take me here and with social media, then this part of the video is going to be for you. I have been doing YouTube for a really long time. And I started out with planning, and then I've slowly started trickling little like vlogs in here and there, or like travel vlogs. Then I started doing like days of my life videos a little bit. And just looking back on our old vlog channel, like I was saying, it's made me really miss vlogging. Also, I do feel like YouTube is kind of reemerging a little bit in the vlog era. A lot of people are coming back and they're vlogging again. It's just a thing. It is harder to do when you're my age. I am 37. I'm not old, but I'm not young anymore either. I like to categorize myself like on the Tim and Jen line or with Nate from Paging Mr. Morrow. Maybe even Adam the Woo, even though he's much older than me, but they have been so successful. And at the end of the day, I don't feel like it has anything to do with your age. It's all about how you present yourself in front of the camera, how you talk. And one thing I really love about Nate specifically is he's just taking you along on his days. Like, this is where he's headed. It's not I'm here to just do this, or I'm here to give you this information on that, which I do appreciate from Tim. I do. One of the reasons why we've watched them is honestly for like the updates and the more informative stuff, even though I do feel like we could probably be good friends with them. We just have very similar personalities. But I want to bring more of the Nate side to that untapped part of YouTube, Disney YouTube, as a Disney adult who's older than 30, you know? So I want to be here for my 35 to 50-year-old girls who love Disney, and even my younger girlies too, because I've become very good friends with a lot of Disney women that are younger than me, but that's because we have a shared passion and I respect who they are as a creator and as a person. And there have just been so many wonderful friendships I have made within this community that I never would have thought possible because they're younger than me. My friend Bailey, this girl Allison on Instagram, we've gotten pretty talkative. There's also Shannon and Erica. I met them in the Passion Planner realm and then realized they were both Disney people. So that's created an amazing friendship. Erica is wonderful. She's also a photographer. She did a photo session for me and my husband, which was amazing. And I hope that one day we can get our families together because I think the kids will have a blast together. Yeah. And then I've even slowly started to get to know Nick from That Theme Park Dad And then, of course, my Christopher. If you guys don't know who Plan Your Truth is, I'll link his channel down below. But his name is Chris, and him and I have gotten really close over the last year, I would say. Maybe not even. Like, we've been talking for a little while, but maybe even like the last 8-9 months. We ended up finally meeting in person in October at the parks, and we have been talking over FaceTime and texts and sharing videos, and we both have a love for Disney and planning, and we both are kind of on similar life paths at the moment, and we're 10 years apart. So I think that really speaks volumes for how you can make friendships here in the virtual world, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. And that is something that I have valued so much, which is why it doesn't matter how many subscribers I get or how much money I'm making. I'm always going to do it, because at the end of the day, those connections are what's most important to me and for me. And I can't, now that I have those connections in my life and those friendships, I can never see myself losing them and stopping this, because who knows how many more friendships are out there, within this. So with that being said, I am going to try and do more content going forward, but it is going to be less planner driven. I hope that all of you that have been here since the beginning, that have been here for planning, are also here for me and my personality and the confidence I've gained throughout the years doing these videos, and my family, and that you'll stick around. I am going to still do planning videos. It's just not going to be as often, and it is not going to be your basic weekly plan with me's. I have decided that I'm going to do those for myself. I will do like a weekly plan with me from time to time if I'm in the mood to record a video, but I think I'm going to focus more on monthly plan with me's, or showing you maybe doing flip throughs. But I want to really start to bring in more travel agency type content, more vlogs. I have a lot of stuff coming this year, and I want to share all that with you guys. And I hope that you'll stick around, and that if this is your first time watching, that you'll join my Planny Fam and subscribe. Planny Fam stands for Planner Disney Family, and that's what I am here. I feel like I'm the mom of my channel, and you guys are my family, and we all love planning and Disney together, and that's what I want this channel to continue to be. So I might start incorporating some shopping, like shop with me videos. I might go out one day and look for all kinds of Disney fun stuff, whether it's at Target or Five Below or TJ Maxx and things like that. I'm probably going to do a lot more days in my life videos, and I'm in the process of trying to see if I can get my old video camera to work. I do want to invest in the new Sony EV, but until I can buy that, I want to see if I can get my old one working. The video quality is going to be questionable, so just go with me on this. My iPhone 14 has been great to me, but the camera recently fell. Like, the phone recently fell and the camera hit face down, and there is now like a huge like scuff on one of the cameras, and I think it's really affected my video quality. So until I can invest in a like good solid new vlogging camera and the iPhone 15, I think I want to try and start using my old vlogging camera again, and I'm hoping that I can get the quality out of it when I go to transfer it and edit it. So we'll see. So stick with me during this journey. The camera is very old. My husband bought it for me many years ago, so I don't remember the last time I used it, to be honest, but we're gonna try it out. So, and this will help too, because then I can focus using that camera for vlogging, specifically YouTube videos, And then my phone can continue to be for like Instagram and TikTok and pictures and things like that. So it'll make my life a little bit easier too, I think. The camera is very compact, which is kind of why I love it. So we'll see. We will see. So yeah, that's basically what I've got going on this year. I've got a trip to New York coming up. Stay tuned on more videos for that. And then we've got some fun stuff planned for the kiddos. We've got a May Disney trip coming up. And then I've got a November trip that I'm in the middle of booking for like my daughter and her friend and I. So we're doing another Disney trip, the Us Three, and I'm also working on a couple of other things too that are not necessarily guaranteed right now, but I'm looking into it. So hopefully I can start booking some trips soon and start bringing in some extra cash, and we can get rolling with this new life, this new journey that I feel like is just destined to happen. So yeah, I'm so excited, y'all. I want to thank you guys so much for being here and just listening to me rant for probably was, I don't know how long this video ended up being, maybe a half hour. And just listening to my life and my story and getting a good update. And for those of you who are watching for the first time, I hope I was able to give you kind of a glimpse into who I was and where I am now in my life, and that you felt like you could relate a little bit and that you'll stay. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help my channel grow, and it shows me the love that I have for you. And don't forget that bell notification as well, so when I post a new video, you can get notified and you won't miss any of my future videos going forward. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. I can't wait to go on this new journey in 2024 with you together, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy planning and stay magical. Bye.